Hello, hello, dear learners. How are you? I hope you are all well by the grace of Almighty Allah. You are all staying at home and keeping yourself safe. I'm also okay. I welcome you all to my fourth effort, my fourth online class, and my today's class is for the students of class 6 to 12. Today I have selected an interesting topic, that is voice change. Today I will show you how to change an active sentence into passive. Usually teachers say that uh, changing of voice is not possible if you don't have much knowledge over tense. This is not true. I don't think so. Today I will show you how to make an active sentence to passive without knowing tense. Okay, let's start. Voice. Dear learners, do you know what voice is? What is the definition of voice? Actually, uh, voice is the form of verb which shows whether the subject in a sentence, whether the subject is performing or not, or something has been done to it. Classification of voice. Voice is of two kinds. Active voice, first one active, and passive. Now, what is active voice and what is passive? In a sentence, if the subject perform its action, then we call it active voice. If the subject itself does its action, then it is called active voice. For example, notice we eat rice. Here, eat is the verb. It means to have something. Look, who is doing the work? By whom is the work done? The subject we is doing the work. We is performing the task of eating. So we can call it an active voice. This is an active voice. Now passive voice. What is passive voice? We differ. Sorry. English is spoken by the English. English is spoken by the English. Notice the verb. This is the subject, English. Subject, and this is verb. Now notice, speak. Does the subject do the work? Is it doing the work? Is it performing? No. Subject is not performing here. Rather, this task is done by the object. So it is A passive sentence. I'm saying again, in a sentence, if the subject performs the action, then we call it active voice. And if the subject does not perform its action, rather it enjoys action done by another, we call it passive sentence. So I will show you uh, how to change a voice, how to make an active sentence to passive. For that, you have to learn a structure. I'll write the structure. Object as subject. Then auxiliary verb. Then verb in past participle. Then object, sorry, uh, then subject as object preceded by the preposition by. Look, 4 steps. First of all, you have to uh, place the object of the active sentence as the subject of the passive sentence. Then you have to put auxiliary verb according to the tense, and then you have to put the verb of the active sentence in its past participle form. Then you have to put subject of the active voice as the object of the passive voice preceded by the preposition by. Okay, let's try. I'm writing an active sentence. We speak Bangla. Active. Let's make it passive. First of all, you have to know the subject, you have to know the object. Subject, verb, object. Look at the structure. First of all, I will place the object as the subject of the passive sentence. Bangla. Then auxiliary verb. What auxiliary should I use? If the verb is in present form in the active voice, then you have to use auxiliaries am, is, are. Here I will use is. Bangla is. Then the past participle of the verb speak, spoken. Then subject of the active sentence will be used as the object of the passive sentence, us. And before that you have to use the preposition by. So Bangla is spoken by us. Active, we speak Bangla. Bangla is spoken by us. Look, uh, I have used 4 steps here. Number 1. Step number 1. uh, object as subject. Number two, the auxiliary. Number three, first participle. And number four, and the last one, subject as the object. Fourth step. So you have to follow these four steps to make an active sentence to passive. Look another sentence. Let's see another sentence. I saw her yesterday. Subject, verb, object. Extension, extra word. This is an adverb. Her, as a subject, it will be she. Then auxiliary. What auxiliary should I use? If the verb in the active sentence is in the past form, then you have to use auxiliaries was where. She was. Uh, Verb in past participle, seen. She was seen. Subject as object, me. Before that, preposition by. She was seen by me. And the extra word, last of all, yesterday. She was seen by me yesterday. Now notice, where is the problem? It's very easy to make the object as subject. Uh, then subject as object. It's also easy. Verb in the past participle form. This is also easy. Problem is the use of auxiliary. In English grammar there are 24 auxiliaries. So which auxiliary should I use here? How will I understand? For that I have made a chart for you. Use of auxiliaries, use of verb in the active sentence and the passive sentence. I have prepared a list here. Look at the chart. I think you can see well. You need not learn tense, yet I'm giving the name of tense for better understanding of you. Look, present indefinite. Name of tense number one, present indefinite. In the active sentence, if the sentence is in present indefinite, then you will see no auxiliary there. Listen, if the sentence is in active sentence, you will find no auxiliary there. But when you make it passive, you need to use auxiliary. You need to use am oblique is oblique are. Number two, past indefinite. There are no auxiliary in the active sentence of past indefinite tense. If the sentence is in past indefinite, you will find no auxiliary there. But when you will go to make it passive, you have to use was oblique were as the auxiliary. Number three, future indefinite. In future indefinite tense, we have auxiliaries. We have shall or will as the auxiliary in active sentence. And when you will go to make it passive, you have to use shall be or will be. Extra be will be added. Here in the active sentence, shall or will. You will find shall or will in the active sentence. You have to add extra be there to make it passive. Present continuous. Am oblique is oblique are there in active sentence. And to make it passive, you have to add being, and being is being or being to make it passive. Now past continuous. There are auxiliaries in the past continuous, was oblique where. To make it passive, you have to use extra auxiliary here, being, was being or were being. Then future continuous. In future continuous, there are auxiliaries like shall be or will be. In the passive, you have to add extra being there. Present perfect, you will see auxiliary have has in the present perfect tense. In the active voice, look, these auxiliaries are used in the active voice, and these are in passive. Present perfect have has in the active sentence, you will have to make it have been or has been in the passive. Past perfect, uh, had is the auxiliary of past perfect tense in the active sentence. You will have to make it had been in the passive. Future perfect, shall have oblique will have, it will be, shall have been, or will have been in the passive sentence. Now number 10, modals. I think you know modals. There are 9 modal auxiliaries in English grammar: shall, should, will, would, can, could, may, might, must, ought to. Going to is not a modal, but it is used like a modal. If we can find these modals in active sentence, then you have to add extra auxiliary be to make it passive. Suppose if you find should in the passive sentence, it will be should be. If you find can in the passive sentence, it will be can be. Modals plus perfective, that is modal auxiliary plus have. If you find modal auxiliaries plus have in the active sentence, you will have to use extra auxiliaries being there. That is, if you find should have in the passive sentence, it will be should have been. If you find could have in the passive sentence, it will be would have been. Now, uh, if you find do not or does not in the active sentence, in the passive sentence there will be am not, oblique is not, oblique are not. And last of all, if you find did not, it will be was not or were not in the passive sentence. Okay. I think you can see clearly. Now, I will give you some examples. I will show you how to make some active sentence in the passive. First one, I will write a sentence in uh, present indefinite tense. Uh, we eat rice. Look, you have to follow 4 steps. First one, object will be used as the subject of the passive sentence. Rice. Then auxiliaries. Here is the problem. I I have already shown in the chart. If the verb is in the present form in the active voice, then there is no auxiliary here. There is no auxiliary in the active voice. Verb is in the present form. Then you will have to use am oblique is oblique are. Rice is. Step 1, step 2, or step 3. First participle eaten. Rice is eaten. Last of all, subject of the active sentence will be used as the object of the passive sentence. We, it will be us. Objective case, and before that we have to use by. So rice is eaten by us. Okay, let's see another sentence. She read the book. Look, here the verb is not in present form. It is in the past form. If it is in the present form, uh, you will find s here. As there is no s here, so uh, this is in the past form. Okay, the book. Then auxiliary. If the verb is in the past form, then you have to put auxiliaries was oblique where. Was. The book was. Then past participle. Read, read. The book was read. Then subject as the object. Are. Before that, I. You have to use by before that. So the book was read by her. In past indefinite. Now let's see a sentence in present continuous. Your father is calling you. Your father is calling you. Subject your father is calling is the verb and you object. So object will come first. You. Then second step, use of auxiliaries. Which auxiliaries will you use? Look, there is auxiliary in this sentence. Is. If you see am oblique is oblique are in the active sentence, in the passive sentence auxiliaries will be am being, is being, are being. That is extra being will be added to the main auxiliary. You. Can I write you is? No. You are being and past participle. You are being called by your father. You are being called by your father. Okay. Now let's see another sentence. Another sentence in present perfect. The doctor has taken the right decision. Which one is object? Right decision. Object has taken verb and the dog is subject. So right decision, the object will come first. Right decision. There is auxiliary. Has. You have seen in the list. If you find have or has in the active voice, it will be have been or has been. Right decision has been. Then the first participle taken. Right decision has been taken by the dot. Dear students, I have tried to teach you how to make an active sentence to passive without knowing the tense. But you have to know some rules. You have to know the structures and You have to know the chart. That is actually the problem. You will find the problem when you will go to use auxiliary. What auxiliary will you use? One thing should be remembered: a sentence cannot be passive without auxiliaries. In every passive sentence, there are auxiliaries. So you have to learn which auxiliary will you use to make a sentence passive. If you follow the chart made by me, I think you uh, won't face problem. Okay, dear students, uh, no more today. This is all for today. I think you will practice in your house, and if you feel problem, you can comment below the video in the comment box. I will try to answer. Thank you. Thank you all.